Hello and welcome on this channel. In the first video here I want to show you which doctrine is the best and try to convince you why. And for this purpose I will use tiermaker. So let's go into video. If you think about doctrines, you need to think about build you wanna use. There are three types of builds. So there is build that is using planning for attack. There is build that is using organization and how it's called mid shield, something like that, to defend and counterattack. And there is third build for crushing enemy equipment, and you are using artillery for that. So there are like three types of using your stuff to kill your enemies. For your attack build, you are using tanks or you are using special forces. For your defense build, you are using mechanized or you are using large blobs of infantry. And for that third strategy, you are using line artillery. But the third one is like a little useless. I'm not recommending using artillery at all. Like normal standard line artillery for me is like completely trash. This tier list is good for multiplayer and for single player. I will tell you when I'm talking about multi, and I will tell you when I'm talking about single. First, we will go into Grand Doctrine. So we have four Grand Doctrines. We have Mobile Warfare, we have Superior Firepower, we have Grand Battle Plan and Mass Assault. So which one is the best and why? Grand Battle Plan is the best offense doctrine because you got max planning with that doctrine. Max planning equals better attack. Attack is the best statistic in the game, so better planning means better attack, means OP divisions. If you wanna go defense, you can choose Superior Firepower because you have better supply and most of all, you have a lot of recovery rate for your divisions. 0.6 is a lot. You can very fast reorganize your divisions and go into battle, and when enemy push you, you can go back into battle very fast again and stop their attack. After like 6 months of enemy attacks, you can go and do counter attack and just push him. Mobile warfare is very rare doctrine that you are using it only sometimes on multiplayer when you can't always exploit the game. Main reason to take it is planning speed. So if you can't use exploits to get planning from your like ally, you need to use mobile warfare to push D-Day with SPGs because you can faster get your planning speed and get attack bonus. And Mass Assault is useless. So, Superior Firepower is completely meta and Grand Battle Plan is completely meta too. The best offense and the best defense. Mobile Warfare is niche. Only sometimes you can use it on multiplayer. On single player is like useless almost completely. And Mass Assault is just useless. Don't use it. Okay, let's choose our best infantry doctrine. Mobile infantry is first and it is complete niche. How you can use that? You are using it only for this research bonus for tracks. You can just take it, go into research, start researching your mechanized, and you can switch that doctrine for something more interesting. And you are using that only for that bonus and nothing more. Defensive postures is niche 2. You are using that only for your mechanized build. So if you are playing multiplayer and you want to do like heavy defensive divisions, you are going for mechanized and you are using this doctrine to buff their entrenchment and buff their defense. And it's only using for that purpose. So it's good sub-doctrine only for multiplayer and only when you are playing mechanized build. Only that. Large unit tactics is complete meta and one of the best sub-doctrines in the game because you have less combat width on your infantry. So it's one of the best doctrines for single and for multiplayer. If you are playing multiplayer rush and you want to go with a lot of infantry, you are taking always large unit tactics. You have better soft attack, you have better breakthrough, you have organization, you have recovery rate, you have entrenchment speed. Your unit division cost for infantry is 100% less, and you have better combat with. If you are going for mass mob build for single player or for multiplayer, this is one of the best sub-doctrines in the game, and definitely the best infantry doctrine. If you are going, of course, for infantry, so it's completely meta doctrine. Assault infantry is just good. You are taking that for your build with special forces. If you wanna do a lot of naval invasions, or you want to use a lot of rangers, you can take just that doctrine, and there are doctrines that you are taking because you have nothing else to take, and that doctrine is just good. So if you are doing heavy special forces build, that one is for you. Mounted infantry is niche. It's only for single player, of course. There are some reasons to take that, but not a lot. Assault infantry is good for special forces, and individual excellence is good for your tank. Both of them are just doctrines you are just taking to boost your specific build. So if you are going for tanks and you are just looking at all of them, you just don't see too many buffs you can get. You can take just individual excellence because you have better attack on heals and you have more HP from your logistic company. You are taking that doctrine only because there is like no reason for tanks to take any other. Better have something than nothing. Irregular is a niche, and you are taking that only for that recruitable population and your support technology bonus, and you can switch after you mobilize your units. You can just use that, take that 2%, and just spam units to do not lose that mobilized infantry. Pretty niche, but on some multiplayers, when you have infinite experience, you can switch multiple doctrines and you can use it like that. People's militia is not the best because you need to be communist, and large unit tactics on communist countries are better. So why you want to use it? It is not like completely useless because you can have on your infantry a lot of HP, but like it's better to have more guns inside your division than have just more HP. And Great War infantry is just useless because defense postures are better. So why you want to take that when you can go with that? It's just cheap. For this you only need to pay 50, and same for people's militia. So if you are, I don't know, poor Bhutan, you can try with that, but I don't know why you want it. Okay, let's go into artillery. Fire concentration is not the best because builds with artillery are just very weak, and builds with better guns are better and more efficient than builds with artillery, so you can just skip that shit. Anti-tank frontline is niche, and you are using that only on your mass mob infantry on multiplayer to break enemies armor meme. So you can spam just anti-tank with big units. There are only like 2 countries that are using that on multiplayer, Russia and Romania, I think. So it's that thing is completely useless. That thing is useless too because you need to use helicopters. It's only good for special forces and tanks build. But if you are playing special forces on tanks, you don't have time to build air facility and research helicopters to use the doctrine. Mobile recon is pretty good. You are using it to buff your special forces. For that reason, you are creating good armored recon company. And you are adding that for your special forces, and they have more breakthrough with that. So it's quite okay. Next thing is self-propelled support, and this is completely meta. SPGs are most broken builds on single player, and they are quite good on multiplayer. So if you know how to good tanks, self-propelled support is one of the best sub-doctrines which you can choose, I think. Siege artillery is completely meta too. It's good for single player, it's good for multiplayer. Gives you a lot of soft attack for your divisions, but you need to research siege artillery for that. It's good for your build for special forces, it's good for your build for mass mobilization, and this is good for your builds for tanks to boost your soft attack. It's completely meta and it's good for just everything. If you know how rush this research and to get super heavy artillery in like mid 38, early 39, you are completely OP and you can push just everything. Field engineers are not the best. You can take it on single player when you are playing mass mobility and you have nothing else. So when you are playing as, I don't know, Nepal, Saudi Arabia, or I don't know, Oman, you don't have recon, you don't have artillery, you don't have tanks, you don't have anti-tanks, you have just nothing. You can choose that and just spam your engineers into your companies and you will get some buffs. Okay, armor now. Armor spearhead is completely useless because you have like completely nothing good from that. Normal tanks are not the best for single player and for multiplayer destroyers are better, so why you want to use normal tanks, I don't know. Infantry support is niche because you get research bonus for heavy tanks, so you can use that research bonus and switch this doctrine for something useful. And besides that, research bonus is this useless. So you can just only use that for that research bonus and nothing else. Streamline deployment is good and mobile defense is meta. Mobile defense is meta because you have a lot of soft attack for your tanks. So this is the best sub-doctrine if you are using SPGs. Streamline deployment is almost equal to mobile defense, but mobile defense get 10 more percent attack for your mechanized. You can see that soft attack for armor variants is like the same, but here you can take a soft attack for mechanized 10%. And this is only different between them, so mobile defense is a little better. Armor cavalry you can sometimes use in your special forces build, but it's not like the best doctrine in the game. Almost useless, but you can use them sometimes, I don't know. And tank destroyer force is completely meta, and if you are playing multiplayer, always choose that sub-doctrine and do tank destroyers. Tank destroyers are the best. Tank destroyers are the best units for vanilla multiplayer. I always recommend using that. And now let's talk about operations. Operations are the most OP sub-doctrine in the game, and they give you a lot of bonuses. So if you are playing single or multiplayer, always first what you choose is operations, because they providing you so much statistics that any other doctrine can provide. Okay, mission type tactics are niche. You can use that on your mechanized build to boost your defense and organization, and only for that. But you can use desperate defense too, and this is the best sub-doctrine in the game, because you can get from that like infinite recruitable population, you have a lot of defense entrenchment, and you get 20% soft attack for your entire army. Every unit in your army gets 20% more attack. It is the best sub-doctrine for your mass mob build. Infiltration tactics are completely useless because, like, why you want to use infiltration tactics? It gives you max planning 5%, but Grand Battle Plan gives you 10. So Grand Battle Plan is another super OP meta sub-doctrine. It's the best for tanks, it's the best for special forces, it's the best for destroyers, it's the best for every unit that you can use for attacking enemies like they want. Get planning bonus and just kill them. Deep battle and rapid dominations are just useless. I have like nothing to tell about them. They just don't have any good statistic. But expeditionary forces is niche because that sub-doctrine is only for using naval invasions all the time. So only country that are really using that doctrine is Japan and maybe USA and no one else. So it's really niche, and I do not recommend using that sub-doctrine. Only use it only when you know that you are going naval invasion like every week. Then it is good. If not, desperate defense is better because you can get more soft attack. And guerrilla warfare is niche too. How to use that? From that sub-doctrine you can get stability, political power, mobilization, speed war support. You are choosing that on multiplayer where you have infinite doctrines. So you are taking like mid 36, that sub-doctrine, You are taking all these bonuses, and before war, you are switching that guerrilla war for something else. So this is quite good doctrine, but only when you can get on multiplayer infinite experience. If you can't, just use Desperate Defense or Grand Battle Plan. Grand Battle Plan and Desperate Defense are the best sub-doctrines in the game. These two. So this is the best defensive and this is the best offensive doctrines, and I highly recommend using them. And that is my ultimate meta tier list for Hearts of Iron 4. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, you can give me a like or subscribe to this channel. I didn't use English like, I don't know, 2 years, so I need some time to figure it out again. And if you are interested in more Hearts of Iron 4 content, I will post video like I think every 3-4 days on this channel with guides and with everything what you need to know how to play this game on single player and on multiplayer. Thank you very much for watching this video. Goodbye and see you soon.